Uh-oh, my phone's on. Oh, just a Rican. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another show.
What?
Wait, what?
Is it it's a show. We do a
Is this
show.
Is this a show of this whole everything? What is this, number 20?
Fantinuum's in the chat.
Hey,
I don't
everybody.
know what number it is.
I'm going to say 20. There might have been a relaunch somewhere along the line, Marvel style.
Let's just rebrand. Why not?
Oh,
Let's
yeah, we're
start
going
over. Let's do a new number one every time, dude.
Yeah.
Why don't we just
that might be
do
the way.
Fantastic Comics, this whole everything, number one?
That's right. Number 1, 2019.
And then next week
and
we
then-
spell it out. And then we do a limited mini series special, number one.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's just do that. Let's stop sequentially numbering these.
Well, we could just. I just always like a number. It's just kind of fun.
Well, we can put it in the notes. How's that?
Well, yeah, we could put it in the notes. That'd be fine. Just another thing for me to maybe do.
All right, just a Rican. Bruja. Hello. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. So, how have you been doing, Lowell?
Life is very mundane right now. I'm having to do weirds. Well, it's not weird. I don't like that word. I'm trying to get my truck registered in New Mexico right now, so I'm doing stupid stuff like that. You like that? I just caught myself, and I didn't use a bad word.
Very good.
First 5 minutes. That's all you get.
5 minutes. That's right. And the first early minute doesn't count.
That's right. So, I was texting with Jill today, and she was sending me pictures of the kitchen.
Yes.
And it looks pretty good.
Yes.
How close to being done are they?
Well, if you saw by any chance my Filthy Burger Instagram account, you can see last night's Gizmo after he got fed. I kind of did a video of him in the front room, and it is not painted. Since it's not painted, furniture isn't in there. Since furniture isn't in there, furniture that I need to be in my room is not in there. And I'm assuming that when you're actually asking about how far along are you, you really mean how long will we be able, it will be until we're able to podcast from my house.
Yes. That is exactly what I want to know. But
it might be an extra week.
Dry.
Pardon me?
When does the paint dry?
Well, the problem is that the painters did not come Saturday, and since Sunday and Monday were, basically the rest of the holiday, I haven't been home today, so I don't know what it looks like.
Are those pictures that Jill sent me recent or today or what?
Well, that's just a kitchen. That's not our living situation.
She showed one of the pictures showed the living room, not the bedrooms, but.
Well, was the living room painted, or did it still have
tell? I mean, it's a tiny little picture on my phone, and I'm colorblind.
Well, she's not in the chat, so I really don't know. Hey, Corey.
Yeah, I texted. Oh, I typed it in chat, and I said hi too.
Oh well. Anyway, you said that you're getting your car registered. You did that already, though, right?
No, I got the smog check. And I was waiting for the Colorado registration to expire, squeeze every penny out of it,
Yeah, the fireplace is nice in my place. I agree.
How do you feel about those glass tiles? The horizontal glass tiles that are they're on the backsplash in the kitchen.
Oh, it's fine. It's, I guess, to give it texture. It
looks like a hotel.
Whatever.
You live in a hotel now.
I love the countertop. It's just so
nice recessed lighting. I like that.
Yeah, that's cool. Anyway, there you go.
Not bad. When are you getting in though, man? Because we got to do 2 podcasts really soon.
I know. I'm really I'm fretting about everything.
Saturday.
Yeah, I don't know what that's. I mean, not for me on Saturday.
It's 4 days away. Come on.
Well, all right. I'll make sure all the people do their jobs.
There you go. That's all you had to tell me. It's like, don't worry, I'll make it work.
Personally, I'm just trying to sell some freaking comic books.
I'm
not there to get on the workers and say, hey, Get painting. Move that stuff.
I'm
here.
ready for one of them, and I'll be ready for the other one. And
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll hopefully make this as it'll happen.
Whatever. Honestly, whatever. There's nothing we can do about it if it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
There's no point in really worrying about it. But
God, I'm sorry. There's so much noise outside. If you can hear all that. Oh, it's like the light's still out, so everybody wants to, have a time.
Wait, sorry, what was going on? I was reading chat.
Nothing. Don't worry. I was talking about like the fire engine and stuff like that.
Great story.
Life in Berkeley.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah,
So,
anyway.
What else is new?
Well, earlier today, I Instagrammed on our Fantastic Comics account that I had a box that was sent from a customer, and I've got it sitting right here, and I wanted to show everybody what it was that I got.
I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't know what it is, right?
Nope.
All right. So it's a big box.
It looked heavy.
It is. It's really heavy, and these things get stuck in here.
Did you buy an elephant foot?
No, I didn't buy anything. This was given to me from a customer.
Did a customer give you an elephant foot?
Well, you'll see. So this is one of 7.
I see a skateboard.
And this is a skateboard deck. Can you see that?
Yes.
And it's got turtle on it. And there's a whole bunch of these here. He was telling me that, oh, you like the turtles? Because I was wearing a turtle shirt. And I'm like, of course I like the turtles. Who doesn't like the turtles? I mean, I'm a kid that grew up in the 80s. These turtles are not my turtles, though.
No, but those are Santa Cruz boards. What's going on?
So my customer is like totally into the skateboarding scene and has been for like a long time.
It looks like it.
Yeah, well, he knows these guys who are making these boards, and when he saw me in my shirt, he said, "Would you like some skateboard decks of the turtles?" And I thought he just meant one, just a skateboard deck. Oh, sure, this would be awesome to have it up in my store, just kind of sitting around. This one's cool. I like this one of the most. Let me see. So that's kind of boring. But this has like the action figures.
Wow.
Yeah. Wait. This one's cool too. I mean, they're all cool. Personally, I guess I like the Raphael one the most. He's the dude I like, so they have this handprint again. And then like from the movie. And then one last one. I never
saw that movie.
Oh, really? Well, I thought it was pretty good, actually. The first one. So you got the front again. And then this one is of the video game.
Oh, God, yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah, that's neat.
So, I don't know. I'm going to definitely keep the Raphael one and maybe like one more for show. But I guess we're supposed to sell them. So we're going to be selling some skateboard decks for a while.
That's cool. That's super neat.
Yeah, it's awesome. So thanks, Jim, if you see this. I really appreciate it.
I like that video game too.
Yeah, without a doubt. I say that a lot, without a doubt.
How much are those supposed to be sold for?
I think like $60-$70, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Free money.
Free money. There's no such thing. Get out of here.
No, Jim's really cool. We're Pokemon best friends, just to let you know.
What does that mean?
What was that?
What does that mean?
Pokemon Go. I play it.
I know that there's a game, but what does it mean to be someone's Pokemon best friend?
So when they first did Pokemon, it was really a big success and everybody was playing it. But of course, it lapsed. People lapsed. I know I personally got injured, and then of course my dog was like we're having a little bit of a
Wait, I'm
robot.
sorry. You were one of the people that had a Pokemon Go injury?
No, we're also doing that little lag thing.
Yes, I did notice that.
Okay, very good. I'll do everything I can to make that not be a thing. Anyhow, no, I had an injury separate from Pokemon Go, except it prevented me from playing. And then when I got recuperated, basically, Pochi started dwindling and wasn't able to really go out and have like significant walks anymore. So it was more caretaking rather than going out and throwing the Pokeballs. And anyway, since then, there has been additions to the game. There have been like friends that you can do things with, like trade animals and, just stuff like that. Anyway, it's fun. You send gifts.
What does your best friend send you?
Well, it's just a package from wherever. So this is the cool thing about Pokemon Go is that if you go to so you have these gifts that you send your friends, and you get those when you do the turn stops, when you go to like certain places that have these spinners that you can get things from, and in those you also get gifts. And if you go to like another town, another city, another state, another country, you'll get things and it will say it came from that place, and that's kind of cool. Yeah, it's nothing really, but basically they just send you fruit. Essence.
Okay, I just want you to know that at the very beginning of that story, when you started talking, you lost me completely.
Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried. Lost, definitely lost. Not worried, lost.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just really nice that you can go to other places and like experience stuff that people send you.
Do you like augmented reality?
Like you were there.
Do you like augmented reality?
It's kind of cool. I don't play it that often that way, but like when you turn the AR on or whatever it's called, like you just said, augmented reality.
That's the future, buddy.
I do appreciate. I mean, the one thing is like even if I'm not playing with like the real world on the screen, it still does like the whole map thing. So it tells you where to walk to and what you're going towards, and it gives you the landmarks and things like that. It's pretty cool. I like being able to like go somewhere and try and hunt something down, and it's fun. Pokemon.
You're the great white hunter. Virtual.
Yeah,
the virtual.
I don't feel like it's that way for me. It's just something to do while I'm walking the dog. It's kind of like
it's good exercise, right?
It is. I've logged a lot of miles without a doubt.
Do you have a Fitbit too?
No, I don't do that.
Why?
Aren't they expensive?
I don't think so. Not anymore. I think it would be interesting to see, like, put a Fitbit on somebody, and then, like, a couple of months after recording data, give them Pokemon Go and see if there's, just see what happens. I would be interested to know.
Mm-hmm. Well, Pokemon, it logs in as far as like how far you walk from like one moment. I think like it's like a minute or two, and then it tracks your GPS, and then it tabulates like how far you've moved.
Okay.
But a Fitbit, that's like every step, right?
I don't know how it works, but supposedly, yes.
I mean, it's on my phone. Those walking things are apps you can just add anyway.
I think it's a vibration sensor.
Mm-hmm.
It's feeling the jolt and going dunk, dunk, dunk. That's a pace. Right. And then I think it's measuring that way. I don't know. My mom's got one, and she does her steps, every day. She's on it religiously.
Mm-hmm.
If you knew my mom, you would know that was also a pun.
Okay. I guess I don't.
You do not, sir.
Hey, so are you interested in what Fantastic Comics top 5 comics sold last week were?
Am I? Yes, you know that I am, right?
Yeah? All right.
Yes, I am.
So as the school season ends, I actually order less comic books, the individual issues, than I do during the school year. It seems that my trade paperback sales actually go up during the summer, probably because of travelers and things like that. And a lot of the locals that are here for school aren't here anymore. So the issues tend to drop for about 3 months. Having said that, I sold out of Flash number 71, which is the 5th spot on our list. Yay. I have lowered it. And since then, I am now reordering it. I think I actually got shorted a little bit also, which is kind of part of the problem. But having said that, we actually sold it pretty well. It was the second part of that year one storyline we were talking about last week, and it did pretty well. Bravo.
Nice. Yes. Good job, Flash.
Coming in at number 4, we have a tie. Oh, my. We have a tie with Doctor Strange number 14. That's Mark Waid and Barry Kitson doing the artwork on that. I did not enjoy the Kitson artwork. He's always been a very workmanlike artist in comic books, and at times he has done a very good job. Other times he's just done a solid job. But I did not like this one. I'm glad everybody else disagreed with me, and it sold pretty well. Avengers number 19 came in at number 4 also, so that was the tie. I expect it to do better. It has more issues to actually sell in the second and third week, as people maybe didn't come in for War of the Realms. Hopefully not all of the students were gone, and they still need to pick this one up. Coming in at number 3. 2 covers. We have Action Comics number 1011. That's Brian Michael Bendis, and I do believe Steve Epting is doing the artwork. This is like part 4 of the Leviathan storyline that's going on, which is going to it's going to basically start off the event Leviathan miniseries that's going to be going on during the summer. Coming in at number 2, we have Wonder Woman number 71. This also had 2 covers, which probably got somebody in the chat to get both of them. So that helps drive the sales up.
I wonder who.
And at number 1, we have a not Marvel, not DC, but Image Comics number 22 of Monstress. That has done very well for us, and it continues to do so. There you go. That's our top 5. Monstress takes the top spot, as it often does.
So how do you feel about the art in Monstress?
Beautiful.
So I'm going to say something horrible right now.
Please do.
Are you ready?
Ready.
You know how sometimes being a guy, you're just looking around and you're like, hey, well, there's an attractive young lady over there, right?
Yeah.
And so you look closer and then you're like, oh, well, that's not what I thought it was at all. That's how I feel about Monstress.
Right.
Like it catches my eye and I want to look at it. Like it's beautiful, right? So I come closer and then I start flipping the pages and then I get this great sense that we're dealing with kind of a blurry computer image.
Yeah.
An artificially beautiful image, and like it's a little bit too muddy for me. Like it doesn't stand up to close inspection, and I want to closely inspect it because it looks beautiful from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think about Monstress's art.
I tried reading the very first issue, and it didn't really do it for me. I thought, again, the illustrations, there's some care put into it. It looks really good. It didn't just flow and tell a story without needing to read the words. And it wasn't something that really did it for me. It wasn't something that I'm not always into, like, the body manipulation stuff that's going on, or horror, or whatever you want to call it. And I don't know, for me to get invested in a series that isn't like mainstream or something I really, really like, well, I mean, why would you anyway? But we've had plenty of people that enjoy that series quite a bit, and who am I? I'm just here to purchase it for you to pick up.
No, that's true, but whatever. I mean, to each his or her own, right?
Well, I mean, the thing is that that artist and actually that book won Hugo Awards this year for
Wait. Won
ongoing.
Hugo Awards for that comic, right?
Yeah, for that comic, I think it was Hugo Awards.
Who was in the running? Do you know?
God, I don't know.
See, I'm guessing they don't either, because it's a Hugo Award and they're stretching outside of their purview to encompass more of the world. And so I don't know that they're a reliable measure of anything when something's new like that. Like, you should look back at the Hugo Award in the early years. There were times when they would vote no award. And it was because the people voting didn't understand that by voting for no award, they weren't saying, I don't want to vote. They were saying nobody deserves to win. That's what they were saying. And it was just because they didn't know what they were doing. Right. So there were a couple of years where books didn't get awards because of democracy. Funny.
You know, when the Grammys introduced their like heavy metal award.
Oh, Jesus. Was it like Bruce Springsteen or something? Who won?
No, it was Jethro Tull.
Yeah. See, what the hell? Come on. Come on. What year was that?
I don't know. I just remember it.
I do remember that as well.
It was probably like 84, maybe 86. I'm gonna say like 84 because I think Def Leppard was doing something at the time.
No, Metallica lost.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was Metallica. Yeah.
So sorry. Oh, really? It was that late when they did that?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. There you go. Jethro Tull beat Metallica.
That's kind of a good thing because that era of Metallica can just.
So this is post the Black album, self-titled.
Self-titled, yeah.
Or it was the self-titled album.
It was that one.
Dude, Enter Sandman's the greatest song ever.
Whatever. You're wrong. You are wrong, sir.
Metallica was at their best when they were performing with a symphony, I do believe.
Oh, shut up. I'm serious. Stop talking now. Stop talking now.
Metallica. Are you more into And Justice for All or Ride the Lightning?
I like all four of the first albums. My least favorite one of the four is the first one because it's very immature and they say things like, because we're Metallica. And I don't like that self-referencing stuff. But their second, third, and fourth album were all very, very good. The first one's really good too. It's just a little bit juvenile.
Yeah. I like Master of Puppets personally.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's pretty great.
Fun album.
It's kind of like the Surfer Rosa, of the band.
Sure thing. I'm not a Doolittle fan though.
You don't have to like Doolittle, man. You don't have to, but you. I don't understand you, but
it's boring. I can't help it.
Yo, that's a good idea. Hey, Diablo said to post the top 10 in the chat, or not the chat, but the comment.
The top 5. I actually
description.
I actually did 2 weeks ago, and last week because of living in a hotel and everything, I just really didn't care, and I'm sorry. But I'll definitely do it this week.
And considering all of the ties, you might want to just do a top 10 with no ties.
Did that come across? I'm not quite sure.
You got to say something so I can see you.
I know, but it's just, you can't when you just want to like, I have passionless eyes when you tell me that.
No, you're definitely pissy. I can tell.
Crap.
Let's do a top 7.
Okay, I'll do something.
No. I mean it. Like, do a dumb number.
Okay.
A top 4.
All right.
I like that idea.
No, but I will definitely do that.
Yeah, do your job, man.
Yeah, I know.
What else are you gonna do?
I mean, when Jeffrey Jones comes in to talk smack, Jesus.
Huh. So, what did you read last week?
What did I read last week? I read quite a few comics actually. Some were some makeup comics. I read Black Hammer that came out a couple weeks ago. I read 3 Justice Leagues to get caught up. And yeah, would you like to know more about them?
Well, yeah.
All right. Well, you keep talking while I do this.
Oh man, see, I didn't prepare for this time.
Idiot. Well, even still, you could just like sing everybody a song or something.
You do not want me singing. I promise. You do not. Let's see. Was a good. I don't have anything to tell you, man. I'm sorry.
I got things to tell you. Holy
I'm
cow.
sure you do, but
There was like crazy stuff going on in comics this week.
you mean with the people or the books?
Yeah, people talking about creators and stuff like this.
Are they trying to create the drama so that people are interested in their dumb drama, or is there actual drama?
You know, sometimes I wonder if all this crap isn't just a work. Do you know what a work is?
Is it like a long game or a long con?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Usually it's like wrestling. It's like wrestling talk. It's like this is what's really going on behind the scenes, you know. And you play it out so that you're really friends. You know, it's really what it is. But you hate each other, and you know, for people when you're wrestling, you want to make the thing as real as possible. So you don't want to get spotted eating with each other or sharing a cab or anything like that.
Or kissing.
Or kissing. I know, exactly. You only want to be seen when you're slicing each other's heads open with razor blades or something like that. You know, when you're going to fight, when you're going to talk about fighting, et cetera, et cetera. So sometimes I think, you know, comics are dwindling in sales and comic stores are failing so much that maybe like this boost of adrenaline that people get, like, all right, so case in point, Tom King got fired from Batman. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't.
He did.
Why did he get fired?
I think it's because his Batman sucks. Either that or they wanted to create some sort of drama around him.
But did they create any drama around him, or did they just fire him off?
They did. A lot of people came out and were very, very disgusted with DC that they would do this kind of thing, and they showed, you know, love and support for Tom King, and it was really just rumor that was out there about it. And yet, you know, there was obviously people that were like happy. I'm not really happy necessarily, but sales on Batman aren't near what it was when Scott Snyder wrote the book. Even Scott Snyder's Batman Who Laughs is beating Tom King's Batman. But if Batman wasn't on, say hi, Mike. Anyway, you know, so yeah, there was a lot of people that were talking about Tom King, and everybody was like trying to speculate who was going to take over Batman. So there's a lot of talk about Batman, and then we find out that after his 85th issue, not only is Batman going to start going monthly and not bi-weekly, hooray. We don't know who's going to take it over, but Tom King's going to get a Batman and Catwoman maxi series or mini series or whatever. Probably, and this is my guess, because we always thought that Tom King was going to do about 100 issues of Batman. This will probably be the right amount to take us up to 100, except it's not going to be in Batman. It's just going to be this mini series. So that's my conjecture on that. So Tom King's not going anywhere. He's still DC's big, you know, everyday writer that's putting stuff out that everybody's buying. We'll talk about that after we talk about reviews. But,
all right, yeah.
Invisible Kingdom. Do you remember what this is about? I've been kind of wishy-washy on my reviews, but can you remember anything about this?
No.
All right. This is a nun, None, and they are part of this religion that's all about kind of like not enjoying corporations and stuff like that. And this woman is Grix, and she flies a ship that basically transports stuff for the big corporations. And when she crashed on a planet, she looked in her manifest and it was all about this money that was going from them to her company. And what's going on with this? I shouldn't say her company. I should say her religion's company.
I remember now.
Okay, so this issue picks up, and I really, really enjoyed it. We find out that there was a transmission that was sent out. It wasn't by the captain of the ship. It was actually by the child who lives in here. It lives on the ship. Don't worry about that. I guess we have to have a family on a cruise ship or on a starship.
Naturally, it's a natural place for family.
But I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool. And this is the nun who is questioning what she's supposed to do. She thinks this has been her calling all this time. She responded to the transmission, and she's going to meet up with Grix. That's this person right here. And they're being hunted down by the not only the corporation, I forget what they're called, Lux, I think, the Lux Corporation, but they're also being hunted down by the religious faction. The art and the coloring is really good. It's by Christian Ward, and like I said, this was a good pickup issue. As far as the third issue is concerned, this really turned the corner, and I'm sure this is just a mini series. I hope the rest of this is just like balls to the wall, because I enjoyed it a lot.
And this is a burger book, is that right?
It's a burger book. It sure is. A Karen burger book, but it's written by G. Willow Wilson.
That name rings bells, but I couldn't tell you why.
G. Willow Wilson is most famous, I guess, for having created Ms. Marvel, along with an editor and an artist at Marvel.
Wait a minute. Who's the FBI person?
Who's what FBI person?
Who's the G. Willow Wilson FBI agent? There's an FBI agent with a name like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, come on.
Well, like on a television program?
Dude, I don't know. All
right,
I'll have to look it up. But that's what it makes me think of.
Anyway, Invisible Kingdom number 3. I have issues number 2 being ordered. They are not in right now, but if you get 3, we'll make sure to hold you in number 2. Terrifics number 16. This is the second issue of Gene Yang writing the Terrifics.
You mean Tron?
Writing.
No, I mean Tron.
Oh, Tron. I see what you're saying here. Okay, so the reason why they look like this is because in the first part, the business that they're hanging out, I can't remember what their name, Stag Corporation or something like that. Oh, it is Stag. Look at me. I couldn't remember. Yay me. So the Stag Corporation is the father of the girlfriend of Metamorpho. All right, don't worry about that. Basically, they were running a test simulation about this like AI computer thing that would help train your are you sleeping? He's sleeping back here, everybody.
Snoring, just
don't snore back there, Mike. You'll know when he snores. So anyway, they have to fight this simulation that's gone wild. There's really good characterization in here. I liked it a lot. Just like when Jeff Lemire was writing, Gene Yang's doing an excellent job. His Plastic Man's excellent. The Metamorpho interactions between the two are good. And I like this one a lot. It's a good, fun action comic book. And if you enjoy some fun superhero comics, this is good for everybody. And I like it a lot.
Is that the last of the New Age of Heroes books?
Silencer's still going on right now, but that has been canceled. So I think the answer is yes.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, how many came out in that series?
Like 7 or 8.
So they rolled the dice. They took a D8 and they rolled it, and they got one that's sticking around. I don't know that.
Well,
I don't know that's bad odds.
We'll see. We'll see how long this sticks around.
Okay.
But it's good. Nonetheless, it's very, very good. And unlike a comic like X-Men, when we talk about it restarting and stuff like that, this is probably not going to get a restart. So this is kind of like, this is a nice little, this is what you buy comics for. It's a fun, good comic that you can show people that will like it. You'll like it when you read it again. It's just nice. It's quaint. It's just a little moment in time that probably in some way shouldn't have ever existed, but it did, and it got a little extra run, and hopefully it goes on for a good long time. But truthfully, 24 is probably asking a lot. But
really?
probably this storyline and maybe another. So let's see, 4 more issues of this. Let's say that'll take you up to 20, maybe 26.
So tell me
the over under.
Tell me what you think they could do to give this comic longevity, give it legs, as it were.
I think they would have to, and the thing is I don't know if there is such a person out there. They would have to put a real superstar artist on this book. And I don't know if there is anybody with their name alone, and maybe somebody in chat can throw somebody out. Who would you run to go see buy, who would make you buy Terrifics? Artist, writer, colorist, I don't care. Who would make you pick this up? Because let's just say you want to, and there's an artist out there that would really send you over the edge to get this book. Who would that be? Would it be Russell Dodderman? I couldn't imagine DC putting that on. But would Greg Capullo get you to buy the Terrific? Seriously? Because they've had fantastic illustrators from the very beginning. So they might not have been like the superstars, but that Bogdanovich guy that works on Silent, he's done a lot of other things. He did the new Superman. He's very good. He's very much like Capullo. And he did issues of this. Even Ivan Rios did the first 3 issues of this. There have been really good people, but who would be the one?
Fantinium's got some opinions.
Oh, he does. Would you read them to me?
Ben Oliver, Lee Bermejo, and Michael Janin.
Yeah, I would Lee Bermejo. Wow. Do you think people really flock to see his stuff though? Is really like you're like, wow, that guy's really good, but he did a book called The Suiciders, and on his name alone it wasn't enough to really make it a big seller.
Maybe the industry really is dead.
Is that you reading, or is that you saying?
No, it's just kind of if there are not superstars in the industry that are capable of bringing people to books, and what do they have?
Right.
People hanging on. That's what they have.
Well, the thing is that Jim Lee is definitely a superstar artist without a doubt, but he didn't drive sales. He did the Immortal Men, and the first issue of that wasn't like I sold, a ton of copies. It wasn't like you want Jim Lee on Superman or Batman. You want a very good artist like Ben Oliver on a very good book. And especially if DC is paying money, good money for those artists to work on the books, they better be taking something that they hope are going to sell more than, just the Terrifics. Sorry, Terrifics.
I just feel like it doesn't seem like
put a great artist on Justice League or put a great artist on Terrifics. There's been times when great artists were not on Justice League. So, when
they weren't on the Justice League, were they on a less well-known book? Do they actually invest in new IPs, or do they just rely, resting on their laurels?
Well, DC, without a doubt, did that with the New Age of Heroes, even though they were basically mimicking Marvel characters from the past. They kind of were filling the void that Marvel wasn't, with their characters. They were kind of ignoring some of the Fantastic Four. That's what the Terrifics is. It's very much like the Fantastic Four. Now that the Fantastic Four is back, do we really need a Terrifics? Personally, this is way better than the Fantastic Four, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Now, the Justice League. Oh my gosh. This was good. I am really enjoying this series, this storyline especially. Yeah, there was a moment where I felt like I wasn't going to read it. And I do that a lot with the Justice League because it comes out every 2 weeks and it's so big and there's so much. It just feels like it's really overwhelming. But let me tell you, if you just read it issue to issue, it is such a great book. There's a few times where I've been like, what am I reading? But these opening scenes right here in this and the next issue, where this is everything that I hate about Bendis and what he's done to Superman. This is like the antithesis of that. And this is like a genius page that shows the relationship between Clark and John and, Superman and Super Son, and how all he needs is a spark, a little bit of a light, and he will always be trying. And as we know, Superman has been stuck in this dimension, in this pocket within this sixth dimension, trapped where there's no sun except for this little bit of light right up here. And it's just enough to give him just enough energy to stay alive. And you can look how sunken in his eyes are right here. And Superman's awesome, man. Dude's gonna always keep trying. And it's these kind of things that man, he's really writing a great Superman, this Scott Snyder, in this story. And the Justice League are finding out that not everything is as wonderful in the sixth dimension as they thought. They actually are they're imprisoned, but they get away because of, and you remember, this is like another dimension. One more time, I'll say it, the sixth dimension. And the deal is that they are rescued by the Legion of Doom. So the Legion of Doom fill them in on all the things that have happened. Basically, Batman screws up, and everybody everybody gets mind erased, basically. And that leads into this, and that's what this is, where you find out about the Dark Knight and his dark suit and doing all that stuff. And again, these are really good issues. I really like it a lot. It starts off with that Superman shtick thing again, where he's talking with his son. And it's just fantastic. It shows you that he really understands the character. There's some really nice Jorge Jimenez artwork in these 2 issues. I really, really like this series quite a bit. Oh, yeah. At the end of the last issue, you find out Batman makes his choice. And this is where Superman finds out that light has been snuffed out. This is at the very beginning of the story. Anyway, good stuff. Liked it a lot. Justice League.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. I think we only have one more issue to go for that one also.
Is the next issue one of the, what are they called? Not the Legion of Doom. When the bad guys take over.
No, that was in issue number 22. That was actually a story where we are introduced to the family lineage of, oh God, I can't remember what the woman's name is, the big spirit of everything. Perpetua, I think her name is. And we find out about, her kids and stuff like that. It's all very cool. I like it. It feels, I don't know, it feels like maybe like another telling of the New Gods, except it's using like the Anti-Monitor. And anybody that reads DC will understand what I just said there. Anyhow, we've got Black Hammer, Age of Doom, number 10. I chose this cover to show you because it's done by Michel Fiffe. He does Copra, which has been announced to be a new book that Image will be producing. Anyway, there's Black Hammer. There's been a lot happening. I don't want to tell you too much because there's so much that gets unraveled in this issue, but suffice it to say that the team doesn't know who they are and they're living in another made-up world. Kind of like from the very beginning. And only the Black Hammer, Lucy, is able to go around and wake people up by basically having them touch her hammer. Of course, she has to smack Abe here to make him realize. Once again, fantastic artwork. Oh, this is a great scene. Look at this page here. It's like his whole life and everything he knows unraveling and like coming to him, and it's just super awesome. It's just basically a story where they go and try and wake up all their friends. It was good. I liked it a lot. Again, excellent artwork. It's just another great issue in the Black Hammer series. If you haven't been reading it, you should. It's been selling out. Not all the trades are available, but they will be again. I have the hardcover, which collects the first two, so you don't have to worry about that. You can jump right in if you're willing to get the big one. And I recommend it because it's just fantastic artwork and it's like built up like that. And yeah, just great stuff. Black Hammer. And that's the end of my reviews. What'd you think?
Pretty good. Not bad. Not
Thank you.
bad. So the trades. Well, first of all, why is Fiffe doing the cover for Black Hammer?
It's the alternate cover, so I just wanted to bring that out so you could see it.
Well, why is he doing the alternate cover?
Because he always has somebody do the alternate cover.
Okay, somebody else.
Yeah, well, Fiffe's moving up, man. I think people are going to be really excited with his Image series. He should have quite a few. I mean, when he's doing his Copra through his his little subscription thing, he's selling maybe like 500, maybe 700 copies, and now the collections maybe more, but now with Image, I mean, he's going to have a much better. I mean, he's going to have a bigger chance to hit more eyes just with that big eye being on there.
Sure, cast a wider net.
And I've said it before. I really think that Fiffe is the person that can hopefully save superhero comics going forward. And what do I mean by that? If you want, I think like Black Hammer is very good. I like this a lot, but it's not like raw. It's very polished. It doesn't have like that excitement necessarily that like this is for us older kids to read and say, wow, this is great. I know, I recognize the character that he's drawing from. I recognize the plot or the style that he's telling, and he's twisting things up and he's doing this stuff. And I really care about these characters. Nothing seems shoehorned in about that, at all. And then you have Fiffe, and he's just like a car wreck. And he is, he's significant. I mean, he's significant. He gets it done also. He's not just like resting on his laurels. He doesn't just get like one book out a year like so many people that maybe fill the space that he does. He is a talent that's really getting that stuff together. And I think as far as like kids, people that want to aspire to be the next person, I really think Fiffe is something special. And it's good that he's doing the cover for this because he needs a wider audience. And I hope the 30 to 50 to 60 people that listen to this, try and pick up Copra. That's Copra. It's very much like a 90s Suicide Squad with, again, kind of like Black Hammer, a lot of characters that are going to be reminiscent of things There's a Shade the Changing looking like character. He borrows from Frank Miller style. Fiffe does. There's a Doctor Strange type character, and like I said, a lot of Suicide Squad. McDonald's Suicide Squad. Ostrander Suicide Squad.
Hey, so when you're tinkering in YouTube with the description for the episode, you should alter the tags as well.
Oh, I do that too.
Yeah, well, put him in there then.
Yeah, Fiffe. So that's what I read last week.
Okay, before you tell me about this book, I want to tell you about a coincidence that happened.
All right.
Are you familiar with Robert Johnson, the blues musician?
No.
Okay. I'm not going to tell you the story about this guy. Let's just say he has a very unique and particular story. Okay. And it's not super well documented, but it's well documented. And he is a legend of sorts in certain circles anyway.
Okay.
I watched a documentary about this guy because I was curious. And then I watched an episode of Hap and Leonard on Netflix. And they referenced this guy's backstory in the beginning of the season. And it was only because moments before I had watched a documentary on this blues musician that I understood, right?
Right.
Literally moments before. And now you're showing me this guitar carrying man. There wasn't Batman there before.
Oh, I'm sorry. There you go. Guitar
Yes,
carrying.
the guy who made a deal with the devil. Exactly.
Nice. I was gonna type this answer right here. Fiffe's G.I. Joe went 3 issues, just to let you know.
3 issues.
3 whole issues.
It did well. Did well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was only supposed to be a miniseries.
Was it supposed to be a 3-issue miniseries, I hope?
Yes.
Okay, good. Good.
Yeah. Killer Groove is written by Ollie Masters with an artist I don't know. And Jordi Belair, the colorist, got a mention.
Wow, why?
Color. It's just the way it is these days.
Everybody. Oh, that's the I got you. I got you. It's the participation trophy.
The coloring's important. I mean, it's a comic book.
Bullshit.
Oh, man, you're mean to colorists.
No, I just think it's fun to give them hell.
It's when they get when they have points of view. That's when I'm like, oh my god, might as well have an inker say something.
Well, you know, it's kind of like when anybody has a point of view. Do you remember when the Dixie Chicks, I don't remember what it was, but they made some political statement and everybody got all riled up and they told the Dixie Chicks to stay in their place, right?
That's right.
You remember that?
Yeah, shut up and dribble, I think they said.
Regardless, it ruined their career. But on some level, just because you're a musician doesn't mean your opinion matters any more than anyone else's, right? Same thing's true with anybody. You know, it's like, why do we listen to actors? Why do we care what their opinion is? They're just people. Right?
Well, if I'm going to slam Republicans, they say that a lot more than the Democrats do.
Say what?
I don't need liberal Hollywood to tell me what to do. But they're the ones that are voting for presidents and reality stars. I mean, everybody voted for the actors.
Sorry, I do not know what
actors and reality stars. Talking about Reagan, I'm talking about Trump, basically. I'm not trying to dog on them. I'm just saying, you know, they were the actors. Schwarzenegger was an actor. You know, Robert Redford or some dingleberry from the Avengers movie gets up and says something. At least they're not running for president, you know? Yeah. No? Okay, never mind.
I don't know. I don't know.
So Killer Groove, Ollie Masters. He did The Kitchen, which was a Vertigo miniseries that I just loved. And this is an Aftershock comic. And Aftershock comics, with the exception of a few, really haven't done well in the store. So I'm a little nervous about having purchased as many of these as I have, but I really believe in the writer. And he seems to tell stories that are taking place in like the 70s or 80s. They're crime, which isn't something I always love. But we're following this kind of down on his luck musician that has a normal bar job.
Hold on now. That sir is a hippie.
With this mustache and long hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, he's out in like, I think it's California they're at. He's trying to have a music career. Anyway, he gets in this alley fight. Well, actually, he protects somebody in this alley fight. And he finds out the guy he'd saved by killing this guy right down here. See that? By killing this guy, he finds out the guy that he saved is actually a hired killer who tells him that, man, look at your hands. They aren't even shaking. This might be the job for you.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So that sure is a hippie. So I have read most of this issue. I liked what I've read so far. Of course, I'm predisposed to like it because, number one, I want to sell it. And also because I like Ollie Masters' work in the past. So I am on board. I hope anybody that likes this type of thing is also. So
I want to judge this book by its back cover. Flip it over.
It's back cover. It's an advertisement.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's an advertisement for a Garth Ennis comic book, and this is one of the better selling books in our store by this company.
That's what okay. I knew who they were, but I didn't know why, that is why.
They did her Infernal Descent, if you remember when we did that show. That was about the woman who lost her family and goes to like Dante's Inferno, basically.
Yeah, she was talking to Shakespeare and stuff.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right. Oh, that was a tough one.
You cannot channel Shakespeare. You can copy him exactly, and you can adapt him, but you cannot imitate him. Bad idea.
That's right. Oh, this book. She Said Destroy. So,
Do you mean Saga? That looks like Saga.
I'm so happy. I was going to ask you, do you know what this looks like?
It looks like Saga.
So down in the corner, it says here that it's honoring Fiona Staples.
Okay.
I hope they got Fiona Staples' blessing beforehand, because otherwise they just ripped her style off and put honoring Fiona Staples to cover their asses.
Who published it?
This is Vault Comics. I personally am not a fan of most Vault comics. Actually, there's not been one I've really enjoyed at all. This is probably the best looking cover they've put out. My question to you is this, and all right, so I bought this with the understanding that this is probably going to be something that people are going to want.
People are going to buy it thinking it's Saga.
Maybe. No, I mean, it's even under the S's. Isn't that great?
Oh, that's so tricky. That is shade.
I don't like this. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I don't like this. And if you leave this on my shelf, just tell me what comic you're buying instead of this, and I will be happy to tweet about it. Anyway, let me ask you, if this cover is honoring Fiona Staples, my question to you is this art honoring Fiona Staples?
I wouldn't think so.
Fiona Staples does such a good job on Saga on every issue. I mean, she has to do some wild stuff that you don't do in everyday comics. And this is just so blah. And these characters, even though they're floating in the air, it looks like, they don't even look like they're actually, I don't know, they don't look like they're even a part of the scene. I don't know. I don't like that. I mean, I do know I don't like that, but I think I don't know. There's a couple companies. There's one called Scout, and this is Vault, and they put out such similar books. I really think that they should merge as a company, kind of like Oni merged with, well, I should say Lionforge merged with Oni. Did you hear about that?
I did not.
So Oni is a bigger company in Portland, and they basically took on Lionforge, and almost immediately they started cutting staff, and there was a lot of outrage about that, mostly by people that were losing their jobs.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody was crying tears. No one was crying real tears.
Yeah. And the logo does look like this whole thing. I mean, all right,
knockoff. That is a knockoff intended to deceive.
So tomorrow there's going to be a hardcover book of Saga coming out. That's Saga. And I know. I mean, look at that. It's just, I don't know, man. How can you do? I mean, I hope Fiona Staples knows. I hope she doesn't have to come out and defend these people when people like crap all over it.
Good artwork. I'm pretty sure she knows. I'm pretty sure somebody has passed the word on to her, even if they didn't.
Well, I mean, she doesn't like get into it, so I think, you know, overall she'll be magnanimous when it comes to it. But
generous and forgiving. Interesting. Good word, Yule. That's a GRE word, buddy.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I mean, well, the thing is like this is not the artist on the inside of the book. So they went and they got somebody to specifically do this. This might actually be a very good artist, and all they did was put the money into this. They obviously didn't put any of the money into this because they
Yeah.
didn't care. All they cared about this. They cared about this so much that they put this out. And I don't know, it's kind of I hope whoever wrote it or drew it isn't in the room right now.
You
But
know what else is like?
I hope you're not family or friends with this person. I don't
Did they
mean it.
time the release of that book to coincide with the hardcover of Saga?
I don't know if that happened. I mean, that's really doing some stuff. I know that we stalled again.
Did we?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well.
Anyway, there you go. Saga Volume 3 is coming out. This is the one that has all the bad parts in it. If you don't know how this ends, are you in for something else? It is a hot and heavy, probably towards the latter half of this. It is just like a roller coaster. You're ramped up at the top, and then you're just going down like crazy. A lot of turns too. All right. I have to read this for the store. This is Superman Leviathan Rising. Remember that miniseries I told you that's going to be coming out called Event Leviathan?
Yeah, vaguely. I'm trying to understand what's going on with that chest piece.
It looks like he has some kryptonite or something.
It looks like he's wearing a girdle.
Yeah, looks like that too. Maybe he has some physique problems.
Oh man,
He doesn't look very good.
yes. That's why people wear those, because they have bad backs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, exactly. So this is the precursor, along with Action Comics, to the Event Leviathan miniseries that's coming up. This is big for a couple of reasons. Obviously, it's an 80-page special, costs $10.
Yeah, I was just about to ask.
It's written by Brian Michael Bendis, one of my favorites.
Never heard of him.
Brian Michael Bendis, one of my favorites.
That was a great comment, by the way.
What's that?
Last week's the comment from last week. You didn't see it?
No, I didn't. What's that?
It was a Brian Michael Bendis comment.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, there you go. Brian Michael Bendis is writing this. It also has work by Greg Rucka, and it also has stuff by Matt Fraction. Matt Fraction, this represents his first work at DC. So, why do I care? I'll tell you. Obviously, there's a mini-series that's going on. It's a big event. But Greg Rucka is coming back to write for DC. That's a cool thing. We always do really well when Greg Rucka does a monthly. And this is going to be one of the first times he hasn't really just been writing Wonder Woman lately. So he's going to be doing a new Lois Lane series. And I'm really excited about that because I'm hoping there's going to be a lot of like a journalistic, reporting and like danger scenarios going on, all in a Lois Lane story. So I'm looking forward to that. And Matt Fraction, this is his first work at DC. This represents his first issue. This is going to kick off his new Jimmy Olsen series that's going to be taking place. And I am at times, worried about side characters getting books and stuff like that. But Matt Fraction, when he did Hawkeye, I was really worried about him writing that. And it was one of our biggest books of the time. So I'm hoping he can take just a part of what he did on Hawkeye and put this into Jimmy Olsen. I'm really hoping Jimmy Olsen will be turning into monsters like he did back in the old days. And I think Fraction is definitely a good person to be writing that book. It's going to have pretty good artwork in those series. And this book all the way through looks pretty solid. Anyway, you got a Jimmy Olsen story in it. You got Lois Lane story in it. And it's all going to be tied into the Leviathan Rising storyline that's coming up.
And it's prestige bound?
And it's perfect bound is what they technically call that.
So,
or maybe prestige. I don't know.
Whatever. It used to be prestige, but that was a long time ago. What do you think that there's any like Do you think that has an effect on whether or not people want them?
What was that?
The comic books that are perfect bound as opposed to staple bound.
No, I think people like these a lot.
Do they?
It's just like an annual.
Okay.
I don't think this really matters. And I mean, if you're the kind of person, you can actually put it on your bookshelf too. So either way,
printed on the spine.
Yeah, there actually is.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
To what?
Star Wars number 108.
Shut up.
This is continuing from the Star Wars Marvel series that started all the way back in the 70s. That went 107 issues, and now they're going to do the 108th issue.
Who's doing
this character?
It looks like a jackrabbit.
Yeah, it's I think his name is Jackson.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Is that Tyler's kid?
What was that?
Is that Tyler's kid?
Yeah, it is, actually. I think that's why Tyler named his brat Jackson. I mean, his kid Jackson.
Brat. That's a little slip of the tongue there, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that?
Uncle
Well, I dare Tyler to find this, okay? Anyway, it looks pretty good. I don't know. I mean, do you really care about reading Star Wars from the Marvel days continued? Actually, there are quite a bit of people that do like that kind of stuff. It's not unlike when Buffy went and did like season 7, 8, and 9, and Angel and that type of stuff. Except this is just, stemming from the Marvel series. And it takes all of that stuff that they created in between the movies coming out, like Jackson, and they're continuing it. And oh, look, Han's still alive, so that's a reason to read it.
Not for long. Looking at all those blasters. Look at the man.
Exactly.
He's about to get hammered.
Exactly. So anyway, Star Wars 108. I thought it was pretty good to want to show this to you.
Yeah, no, it's nice.
There's a few covers too.
Oh, good.
Oh, Tom King returns with his last issue of Heroes in Crisis. At the end of the last issue, we found out that Wally West, in addition to killing himself, just prior to that, killed everybody else in the place. So he's been the bad guy all this time. I don't really appreciate the fact that all this stuff is happening with him, or also some of the other sidekick characters from the different families in the DCU. Dan Didio, for the longest time, really seems to have had it in for people like Tim Drake and Wally West and Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson recently got shot in the head and now doesn't remember who he is, and he calls himself Rick Grayson. I know there was a lot of people that weren't happy about that.
Is that all that happened to him? He gets shot in the head and he just can't remember.
Oh, he can't remember that he ever had a thing with Barbara either. And you know what?
Is she hot? She sounds hot.
Oh, Babs? Heck yeah. Everybody knows she's the hottest piece in the DCU.
Oh, no kidding. I was totally kidding.
I was joking too, but you know.
So Babs is not Babs.
Let's see if we can find a picture of her in here. Oh, there she is.
Who?
People call this the boob sock in comic books when you see that kind of drawing in the booby area.
Okay.
Or something like that. I don't know. It's stupid. Anyway, hopefully this issue rights the wrongs of the previous 8. Maybe
really that bad.
Hopefully, I get done with this issue and I don't want to pop a Xanax or freaking a Xanax and a glass of wine so I can drown my sorrows in medication. Hopefully something happy happens at the end of this, but I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if Tom King can stick that kind of landing.
Well, DC doesn't think so.
No, DC does. They love this guy.
Well, no, they don't. They fired him, remember?
Well, they fired him, but then immediately gave him a high-profile project. So, not only that, they let everybody know that he's going to be sticking around. So
you know what that cover really reminds me of, though?
What's that?
A Jeff Lemire book.
Oh, really?
Yeah. One with the Gideon who's falling.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
because that building in the background struck by lightning.
well, yeah, but I think this is the Happy House where they do all their I think this place is called the Farm. I can't remember, and this is where they go and they talk to a computer simulated I guess shrink or something like that. That they tell their problems to, that erases it and doesn't keep records, although those records have got out to the public, and Lois Lane's going to be the one to expose them. Ugh. Anyway, all of that needs to get wrapped up in this issue.
Yeah, you can stop now. It's fine.
All right.
It's not going to. I hope you know that. It's going to be bad.
Doesn't matter because we got Doomsday Clock now.
that is pleasing.
What is this, like 3 months late? Something like that?
Who cares?
We only need 2 more issues. Come on, Gary. You can do this. Please. Please do it before our 2-year lease, the 2 years to the rest of our lease are up. Who do you think is going to get done first? Fantastic Comics or Doomsday Clock?
George Martin. George
exactly.
R. Martin is going to finish first.
Holy cow. Whew.
We all know that's a lie, right? Everybody is aware that that's never going to happen.
All right. Unfortunately, I can't remember everything that happened last issue. I do seem to recall that the heroes went to Mars to try and take out Dr. Manhattan.
That was number 9.
Yeah, and it didn't go very well. The other thing I wondered about out loud and then found out it did indeed happen. The 9th issue where they went to Mars was also the 9th issue of Watchmen where it took place on Mars. Yes. So Gary Frank and Jeff Johns, the writer, are paying strict, close attention to the stuff that's happened prior. They are doing their best in a very sensitive situation when you are trying to incorporate the Watchmen in the DCU. There's going to be a lot of people that don't like that. But overall, I think they're doing a great job, and I love looking at Gary Frank's work. I mean, just look at that cover. And the other thing that's great is when there's an alternate cover to this series, it's Gary Frank doing that one too.
Yeah, he's great.
He's just doing a wonderful job. Just amazing. Love this series. Hopefully it will go 12 issues and not 13.
You know what? If it went 13, you'd be the only person complaining.
I wouldn't be complaining. I'd just be joking.
Okay.
All right, everybody. We're almost near the end. Batman, The Last Night on Earth is a Greg Capullo drawn and Scott Snyder written Batman. This is supposedly the last Batman story following the new 52 Batman that these guys worked on for like 5 years. This story is part of the Black Label line, and if you notice, this isn't as big as the previous Batman Black Label line written by Brian Azzarello with art by, what was that, Bermejo. That was more magazine sized. So this tells a story about a Bruce Wayne who wakes up in Arkham Asylum and finds out that the whole Batman Joker thing was made up in his mind, and that he in fact was the person that killed his parents. I don't know what that means, but I can't wait to read this. And since I have all the other 52 issues of the Snyder Capullo Batman run, I got to have this to finish up that collection.
Oh, so you're a fan?
I am a fan of that series. Yes, I am. Not every single issue. I thought Year Zero stunk.
Ask it, how many issues? How many issues?
What, 52?
That's a lot to, I mean, that's to have a couple of duds in there is an expectation.
Oh, they were long duds. That's the only problem.
Hey, man, it can't be helped. They're duds.
He also did a thing where he dressed down the Two-Face character. The Joker basically called him a joke, and I don't know. It was like I don't like when the characters are made to look so pitiful that I can't buy them again later on. That, you know, so much rehabilitation needs to take place for me to take them believable, you know, make them believable to me. It's kind of I don't know, it kind of does a disservice to your characters. And he did that in one of his storylines, the death of the family storyline with the Joker. But overall, I like the Snyder Capullo stuff. There were just a couple duds, like you said. Maybe Harper Road got a little too much airtime in the comic book, also. And it's anybody that read those Batmans knows what I'm talking about. Anyhow, Immortal Hulk continues. I just wanted to show you that really awesome cover.
Is that Alex Ross?
It is Alex Ross. Everybody in the store that's been talking about this has been really enjoying his work of late. And I do too.
Well,
all right. Are you ready?
He's kind of great. I mean, no big deal.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. This is actually, let me tell you about one of my favorite artists. One of my favorite artists is Michael Golden. He doesn't do a lot of work in comic books. What he does is, well, he was known as a guy that would do commercial artwork. And then when he got sick of that and wanted to do something fun, he would go and do comic books. He did the Micronauts for Marvel. He did the Nom for Marvel. He created Bucky O'Hare, which had a comic book and a cartoon and a lunch pail and toys and all sorts of stuff. And here we have a Batman book, and it's all the art that he did on The Dark Knight. I really, really enjoy his style quite a bit. I mean, obviously I said that. And I would recommend anybody that likes Batman or just really good illustrators to check out the Michael Golden Dark Knight book.
That looks like a hardcover.
It is.
What's the cost on that?
This is probably going to be $30, everybody. $30.
That is lower than I was expecting.
$30 for one of my favorite pencilers and the Batman. Why wouldn't anybody get that?
The Batman.
So, are you ready?
I don't know, but I thought so.
I know you thought so. All right.
Was I wrong?
Name an X-Men book.
I can't.
That I really like.
Can't.
That has come out before and that I've been highly anticipating again.
Uncanny X-Men?
No.
No, I can't.
Do you remember who Ed Piskor is?
Oh, yes. Yeah, Grand Design.
Grand Design, right there. Good job, Lewell. So this is the first of the last two-part story.
Get that closer, please.
How's that?
Yeah, a little more.
Okay. So I have all three covers so you can see. We have a nice little Storm. This is her mohawk and then later days. And basically all the X-Men Grand Design was taking the X-Men history and making it chronological within the events of the Marvel Universe as best Ed Piskor can. He's basically taking it all the way to the end of the Chris Claremont run. So that was like I don't know, like 230, let's say, or maybe a little bit later, 300 something. I don't know.
Is it fair to say he's doing a very brief summing up?
Yeah, what a lot of this is, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then I have some words to go along with what happened. And, you know, there's action, but he's really taking probably 10 books and compiling them 3 or 4 pages. And, you know, this is going to take you all through the Australian outback years when the X-Men couldn't be filmed or seen on camera. And Forge is involved, and the Aborigine that swings his stone and teleports the team from Australia to San Francisco. I saw Dazzler and all sorts of characters going on in here. So there's this cover. There's this really cool cover. We've got a Marvel Girl and what is that? The Goblin Queen. Both women that Cyclops Scott Summers has married. And then we have this really cool cover, which is basically the boxes that were in the corners of the comics at the time. Oh, bring those back, Marvel. We really like those.
Those are really nice.
They always are. They were always up in the corner right here. And it would maybe have all the faces of the characters, or if it was a different team, it would be a different, it would be, oh my God, it's like Psylocke, and oh, look, it's Longshot. And yeah, anyway. Oh, look at that cool Wolverine only one.
You know what I really, really like instead of those nice images? I like barcodes.
Oh, you like barcodes?
I hate them. I hate them on comic books. I hate them on books. I hate them.
Hey, I use a scanner, so it's great stuff.
I'm sure it is, but make it, not on the front cover.
Right.
Come on. I'm just saying.
Come on.
They're ugly, man. They're real ugly.
I like them.
Barcodes?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with them.
Oh, they're hideous, man.
They also used to do Spider-Man faces in the bottom instead of the.
I remember. I do remember.
Cool. I had a buddy who only liked those.
The ones with Spider-Man?
Yeah. I'm like, I don't care. I just need the comic book.
Do you remember the ones that had the blank box there?
Sure. Those are reprints.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. That Star Wars comic with the white box, it's a reprint.
Yeah.
Might as well throw it away.
Well.
All right, don't throw it away. Just bring it here instead. We sold a reprint of 1, 2, and 3 for about like $40 for total.
So this was Star Wars 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah, Star Wars 1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
And do you know what classic Star Wars was?
Classic Star Wars, no.
Yeah, they were the reprints from the newspaper.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I remember that. Yeah.
Those are the only ones I have.
Well, do you remember what the company was that put that out? Was it
Dark Horse?
Oh, it was Dark Horse that put them out?
Yeah.
The reprints?
Well, I assume they were the comic strip.
Right.
From newspapers. So yeah. But no, it's Dark Horse.
I got you. Was that in the Boris the Bear days?
Dude, I don't even know what you just said.
You don't know who Boris the Bear is? You gotta get some homework for you. Look at my dog just sleeping down there.
There's been all sorts of stuff in the background of this one.
I know. This has been an exciting
Mikey
show.
taking a nap. I mean, you got your dog taking a nap.
He's been working all day. Give that guy a break.
What's he been doing?
He has to sit in front of a computer all the time.
I was gonna say, has he been pushing steamrollers uphill or what?
On a computer, pushing the buttons like George Jetson.
That shit's exhausting. George Jetson? Is that what you called him?
I pushed every button there was, he says.
Jeez.
Sometimes he pushes it 2 times. That's right. Yeah, George Jetson. He's like, oh, my fingers hurt. Oh, I never did. It was always because of that. I just couldn't stand the Jetsons. George bitching about his freaking fingers.
I don't.
But I mean, I would pray for that job these days because what other job we're gonna have these days going forward?
This Yule.
This is it.
Yeah,
we're gonna have a
welcome to the future, buddy.
Live stream monopoly kind of like umbrella organization. It's gonna be the Lux organization.
Yes, but everybody under our thumb will enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They won't. I mean, they'll have to come to us for their money. We're kind of like pimps.
Jeez.
We're gonna get Brewlaw involved in this, I think, also.
Good. We need an enforcer.
That's right. Yeah.
It's true, man.
That's right.
Jeez. No, I don't know, man. It's I've known people that have really, really good jobs, like far better than they're really qualified for. And if you then you go about complaining about your fingers.
I'm going to complain about YouTube installing.
What is YouTube installing?
It keeps stalling on us. It keeps stalling.
All right, I got some
Maybe it's
bad
just me.
news for you. It's not doing that on my end.
Oh, really? So maybe it's just me doing it.
No, I mean, I think that it's been happening to people in chat as well, but it's not here. Like I'm watching my task manager and there's nothing going on. There are no hiccups. It's flatline.
You're watching the page and you don't see it.
Nope. I'm watching the Google Hangouts. I'm not watching YouTube.
Shouldn't ever be watching that. You can't. How do you see the chat?
I've got it open separately
On what?
on a tablet.
And what is the tablet doing?
I don't watch the tablet. I just look at the text.
Ugh, you're so frustrating. Okay,
Dude,
cool.
I can't watch both at the same time.
Well, you have like those eyes that do that, right?
No, I am not a chameleon.
Okay. Well, three phones on the store are on the Wi-Fi. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, I can make sure that doesn't happen going forward.
Will you turn your phone on to airplane mode?
Yeah. Well, it's these dinglings here. No wonder it's always Eugene. If there's ever a problem,
is your computer hardwired to the internet?
No.
So your computer is using Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Okay, that's the easy fix right there. Plug your computer into the router directly.
That sounds easy.
Well, Cat6 cable.
Why don't you take a look at chat and see what Jaffro Jones says about doing that?
Wait, what? Jaffro Jones could be sucking up bandwidth. Okay. Eugene's got a bunch of open tabs in Chrome. What are you doing, Eugene?
These are your open tabs.
What one open tab is not an open tab, Eugene.
That's
not real. That's nothing. That's not doing anything.
That's nothing.
Nothing I'm doing is doing it. It's all this guy. You can guarantee it.
I'm off of the Wi-Fi.
Oh,
So,
I'm
Jeff,
off
you're
the
saying that
Wi-Fi.
the computer is already hardwired to the internet?
We're almost done anyway. Don't worry about it, guys. All right. Well, from now on, I'm going to just kick everybody out of here is basically what's going to happen.
We got to figure this out someday, man. And by we, I mean somebody besides me.
Yeah, but we're not doing anything.
Yeah, but they tend to suck stuff.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, let's finish the show. We can talk about this afterwards, yeah?
All right. Well, that's it. Hey, everybody. This was
well, thanks for showing up. Good night.
I hope I didn't, robot out too much.
What happened? Did you? Oh, robot voice.
Off, and I got a coat on, and I'm starting to like feel it.
You getting sick?
See, Magneto. No, please.
You don't get sick? Constitution of a mule.
Yule of a Yule.
Whatever, dude.
Dude, I hated that as a kid. I hated
calling you mule instead of Yule.
Yule the mule.
Yule the mule.
Oh, you sons of bitches! I can't.
No, you know, if you just have to live up to your bad name, right? So if somebody calls you a mule, you act like a mule, dude, and you're just stubborn and you're pushy, and you don't. No, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you're describing me all right.
I know you. I do know you. I mean, I've met you at least once.
Yeah, at least once.
We did go through this episode's content, but I hope that you understand that this is how long the show is supposed to be. 1.5 hours. We've been going to almost 2 hours for a very long time.
You wanted it to only be an hour earlier.
No, I didn't ever say that.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, that was just kind of how it was happening. But when we just kind of let it go on, it kind of organically runs for about 1.5 hours, and then we get bored, and then we shut the show down.
Yeah. Well, it's like
good to stop before we get tired of each other.
Or before I start saying something I shouldn't say.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing you don't start the show that way. But this is the time. It's, you know how like you remember when we were growing up, TV at night, like they wouldn't show Benny Hill on TV until like after midnight. But then all of a sudden, what is going on? Like there's crazy TV because they think all the kids are asleep, right? Yeah. Well, nobody's going to make it to this part of the show. Nobody's still watching, right?
Nobody hates us enough to watch the show.
They know that this is where we wind down, so you can say all the horrible things that you want because nobody's listening except for the people in chat, and they're not going to tell. You know what I mean? They're not going to snitch.
So I'm gonna. I always wonder what to talk about, how much to talk about. Who I've, most everybody in chat we talk anyway pretty openly, so it's not like it's a big deal. But there's some strangers, you never know. I am really putting a lot of effort into selling this Hawks and Pox X-Men stuff going forward. And I kind of have this feeling that like these are kind of some, we'll see if there's a way that we can excite the fans that are coming in our store to something that is mainstream, to something that is that we can look forward to with other books that are going to be related to it after those miniseries are over. I also want to really get people excited with those Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen books that are coming out, because if all of those were successful at the same time, and soon or then later, we're going to have Saga coming back. Because you got to realize Wicked is ending, Wicked and Divine is ending, Paper Girls is ending. These are all big titles for us. I don't think Monstress is going to go on forever. And there's a few others that are like that. We're going to need some new blood. We're going to need something that people are excited about in the store, or else, I'm going to start switching. I'm going to start selling a lot more yoga mats, I think, because I got to figure out what that other item in the store is that I need to sell, because we do well on books that we sell. We do
CBD.
well. What was that?
CBD.
CBD. Yeah, well, CBD. I've talked about that. I've thought about it. Not quite sure I could do that in this storefront, but that's not necessarily something I need to keep going with going forward either, as long as I have a better option. But then if I have that other option, I don't need the CBD. I can, if I have that other option, it's going to be a lower rent. I'm not going to need to raise as much money. It's going to be a different focus in the store. If I want to keep this store, I want to maintain selling comic books. I'm not really looking for that other item to sell, but it is nice to be able to supplement your income. This is the real talk about the store. CBD is the way to go.
No, the real way to go, as best I can tell, is to greatly increase your used sales.
Yeah, well, we're working on that.
That is the answer, and then get out of that spot that has too high a rent.
Well, and not only that, it's really tough when you have half-price books right next door. I wonder if there's another comic book store that has to deal with something like that. Half-priced last week. This is my brother found this out. He went in and he was like, came back. They got Buffy a day before we're allowed to put it out, and at 20% off the cover price.
Buffy,
the Buffy trade that came out, and it's like, holy cow, what am I supposed to do? It's like this corporation. What are they getting this from, the publisher? Boom, you mother effers! How dare you do that to us?
why are they allowed to put it out before y'all?
Yeah, because they got it from the publisher. We can do that too. Like, if you're a store that's only going through Diamond and you get a Scholastic book, or let's say, it doesn't matter. You get a Scholastic book, and I'm a store and I order straight from Scholastic. Well, release date for books is Tuesdays. Not comic books, but books are. So Half Price can put it out on a Tuesday. But because we are in the contract with Diamond, when we get something from them, we don't have a Boom account. We have to wait till Wednesday to put it out, because we don't want a secret shopper. We're closed on Tuesdays anyway, so it's not a thing here. But when we were open, and we're considering it again, because we're getting more help and it's summer hours and stuff like that. you know, we don't want to be open, have it on the shelf, and then a secret shopper comes in and sees that we have it, or you know, that just wouldn't be a good move. We don't need to lose our diamond account, even though they're not. Bad news, everybody that wants War of the Realms Spider-Man #2. It didn't get shipped. We're working on it. So yeah, I mean, even I mean, we don't want Diamond to not ship something since they already don't half the time anyway.
Yeah, that's not a fight you can win.
No, not with a monopoly, huh?
No, not at
I can't
all.
go anywhere else. I can't go to another place to get these books. I mean, I can some of them. Like I said, I could get Scholastic. I could get First Second. I could get No Brow. I can get stuff from Random House, which would be like a Viz comic book, or Viz. Random House does Kodansha, which is Akira. But if I want X-Men and I don't want to go to like some half price, you know, discount store, and that gets them in bulk, and I get a cheap price from them. If I don't want to do it that way, and months after the fact when those things come out, I have to get them from Diamond. And yeah, it's tough. It's tough when I don't know. It's like that Flash, you know, we didn't get it. I mean, thankfully we sold out. I mean, I'm very happy about that, but you never know. You don't know. I had an Immortal Hulk #13 that didn't come in. And all our customers, or at least a lot of our customers, went and got it somewhere else. I didn't know that. And of course, I shouldn't expect that they don't go and get that book when they need it. But I'm stuck not getting those books back in, and then trying to have to figure out whether or not I should order the reprint, since I don't know who of my customers didn't get it and who won it. You know, I'm trying to grow this title, you know. I'm trying to like, oh, this is a hit in the store, and I'm selling out of 15 of them or 20 of them or something like that. I want to push it to 25, but then at that time, I just don't get it in the store. And it's like, God damn it. So, you know, trying to this War of the Realms. We're doing really well, everybody. Everybody's coming in, they're picking up, they're enjoying it, they're reading it. You know, it's just been very good overall. I'm not getting stuck with anything. I still have a little bit for everybody to come in and get, and then I don't get the book, and it's not available, and I don't know if I'll be getting it. So, you know, what do I tell somebody tomorrow when they come in, or the day after?
You tell them that you will personally drive 40 miles to the next nearest decent comic book store, and you will purchase it from them.
Full price.
Full price. And then sell it at a loss.
At a loss.
To your loyal customers.
My loyal customers. I'm working on it, everybody. I only have off Thursday, and Lowell wants me to make sure I get my computer in the room.
It doesn't have to be there till Saturday.
Very
it would
good.
be nice to have it there on Saturday. Okay. I would really like to get Sabriel Part 3 out. It's been a very long time.
Well, I'll work on that for you. I promise, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So let's call it, buddy.
All right, buddy.
Everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. Yule, if you would be so kind as to see us out.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it, and join us join us tomorrow, or this weekend or whatever, for New Comic Book Day. There's a lot of good stuff out. I definitely recommend that Batman stuff. I'm looking forward to it quite a bit, and I know you are too. And of course, the X-Men Grand Design. So until next week, thank you very much.
Good night, everybody.